Oh, it's Do You Hear Me? With Unico Williams. I'm back with another one. Oh, man. Here we go again. Another episode.
Now, what are we on
Let me see my notes say. Because I'm professional journalist here. 12. Episode 12. Tiger King. And we still in court working on that. We still work. Sit up here and take my name. I'm Joe Exotic. Some might confuse me for Exotic Joe. I know I said Exotic Joe a whole lot last time, but I'm telling you the real name. So with that being said, man, we back for another one. Good to see you. I got my boy Nate in the building again. We been quarantining it up, man.
Yeah.
We've been quarantining it up, man. We've been staying in the house.
On week 3.
Oh man. I'm tired of looking at you. Listen, so I'm sick of it. I wake up, I just be like, oh, it's thunder and lightning today.
He's still here.
It's hey man, we ain't tripping. I'm glad you've been around, man. It's always good to be around a good friend. You and I have been good friends since we were children. I'm glad we still hanging like how we hang, man.
Yeah.
I see you got your bowling glove on today.
My thumb's still messed up.
Your thumb's still messed up. Go ahead and tell us how you messed that up. I'm actually.
I still don't even know.
You still don't even know how you messed it up.
I don't know.
Child, let me tell y'all what we did to get this bowling glove here. Kingpin. We went to 15 million stores, and just to remind you, we still in them quarantine times. And we went to all these different stores, man. We went to Walgreens, CVS, Walmart.
Multiple Walgreens.
Yeah. We went to multiple Walgreens. What else we went to? Meijer. We even checked them out because they looked out for me in my Ethernet cord. Shout out to them for finding that for me, man.
And what was it? Ollie's?
Oh, we went to Ollie's. Hey, no, you know what? I went to Ollie's. I said, you know what? Because that's what I thought. Because remember I said, I got a little surprise for you. After we left Walmart and was disappointed that they didn't have nothing. Yeah, they didn't have nothing.
Not even close.
They ain't had nothing. And we pulled up. I said, I got a surprise for you. I take you into a place you've never been before. Ollie's. Because I'm a part of the Ollie Army. Now, first of all, they didn't have what we was looking for.
No,
we didn't have a bowling cast for you. But they had some stuff up in there, didn't they?
That shocked the shit out of me. I walked in there and I was like, what? I thought this was like, I thought it was going to be like some, what is it? Like a hawkers rally or something.
What is a hawker?
Like, where people get together and they sell like an antique. It would be like an antique place, or what is the word? We're thinking. Let's go with a place that you don't expect for them to have things, but sometimes they have it. Well, let's just say everything was brand new. I wasn't expecting everything to be brand new.
Shout out to my boy T Blaze. I'm gonna call you back, bro. I love you. So, yeah. So I take you there because they had my number one favorite cereal of all time. It used to be Reese Puffs, but my favorite cereal is now Dippin' Dots.
Those damn Dippin' Dots.
Banana Split.
I'm sorry, I never did apologize about those Dippin' Dots.
Let me tell you what he did. Let me tell you what this man did now. So I found something I like. So, when I was a kid, man, we stayed going to Kings Island like it was nothing. We stayed going to Kings Island. We stayed doing whatever we wanted to do. What children's church went, your summer camp went, your school went. Man, we was at Kings Island like it was Tuesday, all year until it closed down. But we ain't never going to good days though. They always had us going on like Tuesdays and stuff like that. They always had us going on Tuesdays when nobody there.
Right.
But they was thinking like how we was thinking, so everybody was there. So I never just had like just a clear shot in line. But man, we stayed going there, man. Shout out to my grandpa. He used to take lots of churches to Kings Island, and we had because you know we was in the hood. We had a bus. We had a bus. Oh, I went to the rich black church. Yeah,
A whole bus load.
Oh, we had a bus load. We had two vans. We had a white van and a brown van. One was more reliable than the other one. but the one that wasn't reliable had the symbol. Hey, listen, man. We used to go there. We take small groups, big groups, whatever kind of groups you want to go. Sometimes my grandpa say, just hop in the car. just get in my vehicle. Get in my vehicle. And then I just take y'all over there to Ohio, and y'all just tell me when y'all ready to go. Make sure my grandson got one of them what them brown paper bags. What you call them? The snacks that they be having.
A lunch bag.
Make sure y'all got one of them for my grandson. That's how old Cecil took care of me. Yeah, he took good care of me, man. Make sure, and I ate good Lunchables. Then they had some for the big kids where they had real sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, those sandwiches weren't worth it. Ever.
You better stop. Don't talk about bologna and cheese sandwiches like that because listen. Some of them used to have like cheese on them, and some of them didn't. But I was a big dog, a big old dog. I told you I'm a big dog. Every dog has their day. I get two because I'm a big dog. Shout out to Shay Sharp. And yeah, my grandpa made sure I was hooked up. And then you know all them girls messed around and left them bags on the bus. I pull up. You know, before we go to Hanna-Barbera land.
Oh man.
You know, we go up there. I go to the Fred Flintstone aisle where I knew our bus was parked. They had them praying hands on there. Somebody air sprayed. You know how we used to do Air Force Ones back in the day, all white ones, and just spray paint them?
Right.
They did that to the bus. And then, hey, with the praying hands and all that. Look, with the praying hands and all that, man. But anyway, man, shout out to that. Where was I going with that? I have no idea where I was going with that.
We were off on a tangent.
It was a tangent, man. Getting back on subject. So today we're going to talk about these quarantine times that we in, but that's not the whole point of it, because we're going to talk about how I am toxic. I found out that I'm a toxic individual. I found that out the hard way. But before we do that, man, we talking about sack lunches and stuff, man. We in the quarantine times, man. And so how has it been for you, man? How, like, the last episode before that old imposter came out with his old Netflix show talking about how he's Joe Exotic, and I could have swore I was Joe Exotic or Exotic Joe. It don't matter how I depict myself. What's changed today? Well, what's changed since the last time we talked about the quarantine? What's changed? Because this my man's, he been with me the whole time since they said, Joe, pack your stuff up and go home and clock back in. So what child? I spent some money. I don't know. There's some tax stuff I think I can do. I need to. What else has changed during this time?
I mean, we've got a lot of people out of work. I mean, I'm going on week 3, and watching my bank account just slowly dwindle down from the multiple digits. It's kind of tough. It's stressful. Having all these plans that you had, and then next thing you know, we've got some pandemic from China.
You just downplayed the hell out of that.
I did downplay the hell out of it.
Man, it's a big deal, though.
It really is.
And it's fun.
I mean,
it's fun to like
dying.
joke about it, and that's what we do. In you know, in the black culture, we laugh through the hard times. We do what we can. You know, I seen a couple of posts earlier today about folks that was, Dear Donald Trump, I just want you to know, in the city of Muncie, they still partying, cooking out, and fighting. And I need you to do something about that. So, yeah, man, there's some funny posts behind this, but that's how we get through the tough times, man. We got to smile when it's not all good. Me, going into my toxic personality that I have, that we're gonna talk about this today, and maybe we'll get through it. I miss little things like brunch. I miss little things like going on a date. You know, I had and excuse the rain if y'all hear that, but it's showing out there. I'm gonna make this a quick show because I'm gonna go lay in the bed. I'm gonna go put my bonnet on and go lay in the bed. It had me missing. It had me missing things, man. It had me missing brunch. It had me missing going on a date. You know, and those are things that I know me myself I took for granted. I took it for granted. I'm taking it for granted right now, honestly. Give me a couple of days and I'm gonna be like, hey, hold on, I do want to go on a date.
I miss going and talking to the ladies at the caffeinery. We had another conversation about Starbucks. That's my new spot. I don't do Starbucks.
Shout out to the caffeinery. That is a local place. They have good coffee, I've heard.
Best coffee in town.
I've seen a couple of gals take Snapchats at the caffeinery, and my toxic ass was like, "Can I pull up?" I'm about to tell y'all about me. I apologize. Listen. So at any rate, yeah, I miss little things like that, man. I do. We've been relegated to just go on walks with folks, and then social.
I'll go on a drive by myself.
We ain't even talk about you driving. We ain't even talk about that. But yeah, man. So let me go ahead and go into the main topic of today. The main topic is me. I found out, and that's my favorite thing. See, that's why I'm toxic. I am toxic. Oh my God, man. I'm toxic, man. I'm toxic. I can't believe it. So just a little insight into what inspired this episode here, because it ain't much to inspire much during this here quarantine. Shout out to my boy Matt Martin, man. He doing his thing. He making sure that everybody's staying right, fitness and all that. He getting it going, man. Shout out to him, man. Hit him up. Go on my friends list. He'll get you together. But I found myself missing the company of women. I did. No, you can't come over this way. I can't, because you know I don't know what you got in you. Boy, it's like STD level 5. Like it's a whole like, yeah, man. It's rough. But you know, you take your chances with what you want.
Right.
So when I say the word toxic, there is a day in the last month. I'm not gonna pinpoint. I'm not gonna pinpoint a day. But I had some erratic behavior. I was very self-centered, and I like to blame it on Titos vodka. I believe that the Henny gods up there
are mad at you.
And in Mount Olympus, I think they're very upset.
The Tito demon.
Oh man. Tito's belong in Hades.
Man.
Because I woke up the next day, I was toxic. I gotta be real with you, man. Oh man. I called folk. I ain't had no business calling. Text folk. I ain't had no business calling or texting. Snapchat some folk. I ain't had no business snapping. You know I should have just left them alone. But I couldn't. My phone, I was just scrolling. Boy, if you look some good on Snap. Hey, what you doing? If I ain't get a response in 2 seconds, boy, I was hot. Do you hear me? Hey.
Almost turned yourself into a meme.
Man. If you won't be my girl, what's wrong with you? I was talking crazy, man. I was talking crazy off that Titos, man. And so that brings me to, hey, I apologize if I offended anyone. I apologize because I probably didn't mean anything that I said. Oh man, the F word was flying. Well, man, forget you and everything you about. You can't rap with me. But you take those opportunities to find your weaknesses in yourself. Now, what I found was my weakness is that when I get a little sauced up, especially off that Titos, Henny ain't never made me do that. Okay, I ain't gonna sit up here and lie on Henny like that. Henny done made me do a lot of things. It done made me do a lot of things, but I can say this much. I was out my body not this past, but sometime in the past 6 months, I was out my body. And man, I was saying things that I meant, things that I did mean, and things that I really meant. But it was some other parts though that I don't think that I meant to tell you that I meant it that way. So with that being said, let's talk about what it is to be toxic. And I read up on it, and if somebody could draw me like Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic, yep, he drew me. I'm in the dictionary next to toxic because it was not about the right. So what does it mean to be a toxic individual? And it doesn't have to be so much in like a love relationship or anything like that. Just in a relationship period, like any type of relationship you have, a working relationship, anything like that. Tell me what that means. What does it mean to be a toxic individual?
Well, I know I catch myself having this thought quite a few times. When you see somebody doing good or being happy, and you're like, "What about me?" Or if you just don't want somebody to be happy and you try to prevent their happiness.
No. Hold on. You going the wrong way.
Oh yeah, I'm taking that all the way too.
Because
I'm being too philosophical.
Because that's not
Too
relevant to
philosophical.
me.
Too
And this is
philosophical.
about me. Damn it. See, I keep being toxic.
Too philosophical.
I keep being toxic. I made it about me again, didn't I? I made it about me. Y'all see how I'm working on it? I'm working on it. I'm recognizing when I'm being toxic and changing the behavior that is making me toxic. Because I don't want to be toxic no more. So listen. Now, back to the making it about you thing. That's, you can continue to talk about that, because we don't ever in a million years say that somebody else's happiness is just an afterthought to you, because that's not ever what anybody that is a narcissist or egotistical person would ever say. That's non-toxic.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I am right. I'm always right. See, you keep letting me do this on my show. Let me be toxic. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you do what you do. Talk. Tell them. Tell them.
See, I've found a new form of toxic.
You found a new form of toxic.
It's the whole Superman complex. It's when you see somebody in a hurtful position or a painful position, and you feel like they need you to help them, or you can make their lives better, or you can make their situation better. When
wait, you're talking my language here.
A lot of times, what you really need to do is just say, "Figure it out."
Whoa, hey, whoa. Hold on. No, but I'm here to help. I'm here to make everything better, right?
Right, but what
that's
about you?
That's not huh?
Yeah. What about you?
What about who? Me? Again?
Yeah. Well, again, what about you? It all goes full circle.
I've never been asked this before. What about me? Well, I'm 6'2". And I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you spend too much energy focusing on somebody else's well-being, you're just
love you, dog
in the
ass.
end you're gonna be reliant on making them happy, or you'll be reliant on that person to make you happy. So you don't want to rely on somebody else for your happiness. You want to be happy with yourself.
Hey man, I want you to get the hell out of my studio. Quit talking that. What are you talking about? Hold on. So what you're saying is that it doesn't take for somebody else to make you happy, right?
Right.
It's supposed to start with you.
Yes.
Did Dr. Phil send you in here?
No.
No, cause who done paid you to be up in here talking this craziness at this point?
Man, if I see my bank account bump up a little bit, I'll be happy. But no.
Oh. You know what? Honestly, that makes a whole lot of sense. Happiness does start with oneself, and what is it? Cause and effect.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to do with anyone else. And you think about the path that people take in life, and the choices that they make. It leads them to eventually meet you, right? And so, with that being said, y'all meet at this point in life, and you might be thinking about something. You might have an idea about this particular person, but you don't know what they going through, huh?
It's the philosophy of convergence.
Man, what? What's the philosophy of convergence, man? You didn't tell me none of this because I would have been done Google. It got me looking crazy on my own show. You got me looking crazy.
It's when two people living their life paths actually find a point where they cross each other, where they meet each other. People who are meant to eventually. It's philosophy, but still, it's where people are meant to be together, where people are meant to meet each other. It's essentially a point where people meet.
Man, I know about that. I know all about that. Because I be at wherepeoplemeet.com all the time. And I be trying to look, the lightning went to start going ham. The thunder and lightning. Hold on. All right, man, my bad. That's God speaking to me. My bad. I done got off of there. I done tried to get a reset password on there like 30 times, and the links doesn't work. But look, no, I think I actually agree with what you're saying. I believe in what you're saying 100%. And this is my show, and people are supposed to agree on what I'm saying at all times. Is that toxic?
We might need to change the name.
What's the name of what? We might need to change the name of what?
Or just add a little
Excuse me.
subscript.
No. What'd you say?
Change the name.
Change the name of what?
Of the show.
What? My show?
Our show. No, wait, I'm sorry.
Man, hold on. Excuse me. Before I do something to you on this here line. Excuse me, what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that maybe
it's supposed to go my way, man. Because it's my show, and we do what I want to do when I want to do it. What is it? That's toxic, ain't it? Is that toxic? Not a little bit.
A little bit.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
So how does one?
But it's rightful. I mean, it is your show.
See, that's why I be messing up, because I be agreeing with some of my ideals that I be having. So how does one find themselves not being toxic? Like how do you find yourself? How do you change that? How do you think you can change that? So let's start with the Superman complex, that whole thing. Let's start with that. How can one move on from that? How can one be better about that? How can one cope better with that?
Just like any habit, you got to check yourself when it happens.
You got to check yourself when it happens. But what if you're supposed to save something? Like, will you always hesitate to do something, to act?
No.
That's a weird concept for me, in a sense, because it's like, man, you feel like you're supposed to act, and then you act and you don't.
There's nothing wrong with letting somebody know that a situation is not as good as it could be. I guess that's probably the nicest way to put it. But if you constantly feel like you have to be the one that changes that situation, you're hurting yourself.
Okay.
I mean, my personal life is a very stark testament to that. But it's you just gotta realize when you're doing it and say no. Let me speak first. Act later.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. You spitting. You spitting. You taking my side. You taking all my little spotlight right now, man. That actually made a whole lot of sense. And hold on, man. I don't like all that. Nah, but on some real stuff, man. That's real, man. And I think that in order to be super, in order to be great, you have to allow people to do their thing. Like, damn it. See how you made that rhyme? I done told you. Don't be rhyming with me and doing all that stuff. I done told you. Now, you almost got kicked off last week. And here you go again, showing out. I done told you. But no, all jokes aside, man. Yeah, that makes complete sense. You are in control of your own destiny and what you do.
You are the master of your own world.
You are. You know, when they drop you in an RPG game, shout out to Final Fantasy VII coming out on the 10th of April. Give me some money, Square Enix. But yeah, man.
Can't wait for that.
I can't either, man. We're gonna get into that like big time. Cause I'm done talking about how I'm toxic. I actually, it's raining, and I just wanna lay my head down and just look up at the stars because it's a hole in my ceiling. And I can just, I'm just playing. Child, please, y'all know I ain't got no hole in my ceiling.
Now,
but
you'd be hearing water dripping in buckets right now.
Who got a bucket? I ain't got no bucket because I don't expect for that.
Pots and pans.
No, I cook eggs in them. I make. Don't worry about what I be making them out. Just know I need them. But shout out to that, man. Just to recap, being toxic, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for me. I know that, and I should just live my own path. Whoa, did I just say that?
You feel it
in my heart. Enlightenment. We got Final Fantasy VII coming up April 10th, man. How excited are you for it?
Oh my God, I feel like a 10-year-old kid again.
Damn, that's how old you was when you played it. I don't know, how old was I when I played it? I was in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade and I didn't understand how to play that game at all. Like, I didn't beat that game until. Let me talk to Northside Middle School for a little bit and tell y'all a little bit about me. When I had a video game that I just couldn't beat, I went up to that library and I went to GameFAQs.com.
Printed out all the cheats.
Oh, man, I pressed print. I pressed print, right? That mug said 320 pages.
And what, they give you like 5 free pages?
No. Let me tell you. No. Let me tell you what I did. When it popped up and it said 320 pages, I'll be back next period to pick up that pack of papers. Facts. Except, okay, yeah, 320. Yeah, black and white or color.
Color.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry. I didn't say that. I didn't say color or nothing. I didn't say none of that. I'm just press the button. Man, I can't wait to get that, man. And then speaking of video games, and obviously we get into that whole streaming thing and all that cool stuff, and folks just know a whole bunch of stuff. Got me researching good, but tell them about your game page. You got a game page.
I'm still working on it. Kind of building up a little bit of content before I get anything released. It's a work in progress.
Hold on. And some people out there that's doing a work in progress and doing things like that, comment and let me know. Do you need to just wait for stuff, or should you just do it?
You should just do it.
I was talking about the people that's supposed to comment, man.
Okay.
Also, so where can they find you at when you do release content? When you decide that you just gonna do it?
Well, my YouTube channel, Ironline0526.
That's the only place.
That's it. I'm on Facebook too, but y'all don't want to see that. I talk way too much. I talk way too much smack on Facebook.
You know, I got to thinking about the quarantine today. And I got to thinking about wine. And I got to thinking about first Sunday and how I didn't get to have it with anybody. I didn't have any wine. By the time it was time for me to get some wine, it was after 8 o'clock. And I didn't get to have no wine. So if anybody want to have a communion part 2, go ahead and hop on ChristianMingle.com and follow your boy Barswallow. You already know I'm Unico_Williams on Twitter. Unico Williams everywhere else. I'm just a special individual. See, I was being toxic again, but I learned by the next episode. Do you hear me? With Unico Williams. I holla.